What's good, everybody? So check this out. Real important video. And this is not intended to scare anybody. I'm basically making this video because the times that we are living in, a lot of things is going on. Natural disasters, just things happen in general, and it causes some places to be shut down, and then you can't get out and go get the things that you need. If you are on any kind of medication, by all means, stay up on your meds. Please stay up on your meds. And what I mean by that is always have them ahead of time. That way you don't be calling at the last minute and then they don't have none of your prescriptions ready because they're on back order and they don't have enough. So stay ahead of the game. Keep your first aid kit stocked up. Go to your local Dollar Generals, Dollar Trees, dollar stores if you have any of those types of stores. Or even in your Walmarts. A lot of y'all hate to go to Walmart, but trust me, they made Walmart for a reason. When you see stuff in bulk, stock up. A lot of you don't have a Sam's Club or a Costco's supermarket store where they sell everything in there that you could possibly imagine, and then they sell it by the bulk. And buying stuff by the bulk keeps you prepared so you never run out. You want to stay stocked up on your hygiene products, your toothpaste, deodorants, whichever one of them products you use, you want to have enough. You don't want to run out and then you don't have anything. Then you got to figure out how to go about doing something because you ran out of toothpaste. And a lot of people make homemade toothpaste where they don't use fluoride, and to each his own. But there are ways to, conjure up a mixture and to be able to clean your mouth the way fluoride does, in a safer, healthier way. But you want to have these products ahead of time. You don't want to have it whenever the explosion happens, like boom, and you actually run out. You want to always have the things that you need, all right? It's mandatory that you have the things that you need on hand and not have to worry about or depend on anybody. So let's get into your foods. And a lot of people laugh at preppers, and preppers are doing the right thing. A lot of people prep for many different reasons. We're not going to speak on violence or nothing like that. I'm just going to tell you, you want to have your non-perishable foods ready on hand, like your peanuts, your wheats. You can actually stock up on, if nothing is contaminated, you can stock up, and depending on what environment you live in and what season it is, you can stock up on seeds so you can grow certain plants and vegetables. So you want to get your non-perishables, crackers. They have all kinds of peanuts. They have sunflower seeds without the shell. So you can, and as crazy as this might sound, stock up on your goodies, your potato chips, your cheese curls, all of that stuff, y'all. All of that does come into play. You'll need a little bit of sugar throughout your month. You don't got to overdo it, but just to have that little snack goes a long way. You could get things like, with shelf life, good shelf life, you could get like them granola snacks. You don't got to get candy bars, which do fade away after so long. So get you some healthy granola snacks. You could get healthy wafers with no sugar. If you don't like sugar, they have all kinds of snacks out there that doesn't involve sugar intake. For you meat eaters out there, they sell Vienna sausages. They sell the Armour Vienna sausages, like different brands of the Vienna sausages. And these are your canned meats, because the grocery stores will be closed, and then you won't be able to go get you some steaks, some hot dogs, hamburgers, and fish, and the list goes on. So they sell your potted meats, your Spam. They have what's that stuff called? Spam is good. Vienna sausage is good. there's a potted meat out there. I think they might just call it potted meat, and that's actually good. Corned beef hash. They sell corned beef hash. You can eat that straight out of the can. Your Spam, your Vienna sausage, you can eat them straight out of the can. And if you got some bread put up, you can have you some bread forever as long as the bread will last. And then if you ever in an emergency situation like them, when that hurricane hit, them people didn't have no food. They couldn't get to the grocery store, and that was terrible when they couldn't get to the grocery stores. They were flooded out, and a lot of y'all got bad eating habits, so you go eating up all your food in 1 week. Don't do that. And try your best. If you like meats, okay, cool, do what I said. Get you a lot of canned meats. If you like meats, get you a lot of canned meats, because the canned meats have a shelf life. If you're buying all kind of frozen stuff and the power grid go down, then what? You ain't gonna be able to cook spoiled meat. All right, you're gonna end up having to start cooking up food all throughout your deep freezer and your freezer. So you pretty much want to stock up on a lot of your canned meats, a lot of your canned goods. A lot of your canned goods, you can eat them straight out of the cans as well. And speaking of the canned goods, in desperate times, a lot of people won't have a can opener. Some people will still pry it open with a hard knife, a buck knife. I've seen people do that before. Punch it, boom, 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 work it back and forth. Back, my grandmother had one of them can openers. You poke, lift up, pokes a triangle hole in it. Then the other side, poke a triangle hole in it, and pour your juices in there, your concentrated juices. But people will cut a ring around their can with a buck knife. So with that being said, try your best to look for canned goods that have the pop lids. If you can't find them, then so be it. You load up your deep freezers with all your frozen vegetables. Try your best to stay out of the refrigerator, people. And another way to avoid eating all of your potted meats, if you want that to last a long time, and you pretty much want a closet looking like you going to the store. You pretty much want to make it look like you going to the store. They sell emergency food kits, buckets with a 90-day supply of food, a 60-day. Those are even good to have. And in desperate times, the foods that you don't eat, trust me, eventually, if you get hungry, you will eat it. You will eat it. The people that don't eat, I don't eat mashed potatoes. And in desperate times, I will find a way to muster down some mashed potatoes. So let's just get that clear. And there'll be some desperate people out there. Desperate people. And then you'll be able to, that barter system where you could trade with somebody. You could, hey, look, I give you 6 packs of peanuts if you give me 1 loaf of bread. I'll give you 6 packs of the sunflower seeds if you give me a can of those peanuts. And the Planters peanuts come in a shelf life can as well. So just remember that. And your waters, as crazy as this might sound, if you like sodas, you can get you, because somebody gonna need a little bit of sugar in them. Trust me, you will. So get you a couple cases of pop. You don't gotta overdo it. And if you ever in an emergency situation and the power went out, tornado done went through, and you gotta survive for like a week, 2 weeks, because they gotta get the power grid up and running again, then even your water bottles and all your drinks, if you amongst a lot of people, y'all can share it. Okay, have you some styrofoam cups or some foam cups or whatever cups, paper cups, stored away. And that way y'all can all split 1 can of pop and ration that out. That way y'all have things for the long stretch. If you got a whole 6 weeks, well, not 6 weeks, hopefully not, then you really you wish you would have bugged out for real. Your bug out prepping products. You wish you would have you'd have been wishing that you'd had all your stuff stocked up, basically. So once again, your first aid, your water, your food. We all know your protection. You might want a stick, whatever suits you. You have some tapes. Like I said, duct tape, Scotch tape, all of that. There's going to be a lot of things that will come in handy when desperate times come into play. But once again, never be afraid to stock up. You need your toilet papers, paper towels, rags. Trust me, rags. Your soaps. That falls in with the hygiene. But you don't want to be afraid to stock up or worry about somebody seeing you bringing all kinds of large quantities of bulk food and products in your house. So be it. I know they might think you're a little crazy or they're hoarding. No, you can actually set it up nice and neat and have your stuff organized. Basically, like you got you a little store in there, and pinch off of it. In an emergency, pinch off of it. Try to pinch off of that stuff now. Try not to eat so heavy. Try not to do too much. You know, if somebody need a Band-Aid, this might sound crazy. If you got you some scissors, you can cut one Band-Aid and make 2 Band-Aids out of that. And he need one and he need one, depending on how big the wound is. Learn how to make bandages. Learn how to stitch up wounds. Got you some needle and thread. Trust me, that will come in handy. Super glue. Some dude I was following on Instagram and said something about when he used to play rugby, when they had cuts on them, they would use super glue to seal up the wounds, and I believe that would definitely come in handy. That's some of the things that Marines know about as well. Certain wounds, they can hit it with the glue to burn a little bit, maybe for about 5 minutes, but after that, maybe 10 minutes, but after that, the wound is up. It won't be bleeding. So have you some super glue stored up, and keep your head on the swivel, like T Electric said. Always keep your head on the swivel. Be prepared for the unexpected, even though that's kind of hard to do, but always be prepared. Think and act fast in the event of an emergency. If a tornado touches down, take cover. If y'all hear that tornado siren going off, I don't care if you think it's probably 6 blocks away. If it's in your area, take cover, because they do hit like freight trains, and when they hit, the area's gone. Things are in rubble, and you might be in the neighbor's yard 4 blocks down because you didn't take cover like you were supposed to. And also have you some food. If you got an area that's clean, if you don't got area that's clean, clean out an area and have that be your bug out location. You got some food, all them rations I told you to put up, them emergency supplies, have you some of that down there in that room in case you got to get to that. And if you can make 2 rooms, by all means do so. 3 rooms. 2 escape rooms to go hide in if you need shelter from a storm, and then 1 to stock up in case the power go out and y'all just need to eat. And keep your eyes open and keep y'all candles, kerosene lanterns. If you're ever using a kerosene lantern, I've been using it for years, but you be smart when you use them. You can start a fire. Alright, have you some generators. Generators is great to have if the power go out. They got these new electric generators, but nothing is better than gas, like I said. But a gas generator, we all know you can't keep it in the house. That is a no-no. You can't keep a gas generator in the house. Don't try to do that. Start it up. You will have a nightmare. So you can use those new ones they're making. They cost a couple $100. Some are cheap. You might only be powering something small. And make sure you got a second communication device, which would be your walkie-talkies, your hand radios. And make sure they got some decent miles on them. And understand this, people are buying them and they're saying they don't work as well. You got to keep in mind, the miles on it is accurate. That's with a clear shot. No trees, no hills, no mountains, nothing in the area to interfere with that sound to stop you from getting that, receive that transmission. So all that plays into effect whenever you have those hand radios. I'm sure we've all played with walkie-talkies. Back in the 80s, we played with walkie-talkies when we was kids. Little G.I. Joe walkie-talkies, some off-brand walkie-talkies taking 9-volt battery. We did it all, so we know how to work with them. Come up with some codes, write down, and please write down a plan if you have to exit. Always have a plan. The plan doesn't always go as you planned it, but it will run smoother than just Rambo-ing it, running out of there because the power went out. Now you don't know what to do. Go get your candles, go get your battery-operated lights. Use them only when necessary at night, and you want to be careful because if you in desperate times and the power stuff is down for 6 months, trust me, at night, try to keep your lights off because somebody that want lights is going to come there. Oh, that's an invitation. All right. Love y'all. Stay blessed. Comment, subscribe, hit the video, hit the bell for notifications. Don't forget to donate to the channel. Every bit goes a long way, and it helps your boy Trey 57 out. Once again, live, love, laugh, and smile. Salute.